Okay, Mary Beth, let's take a look at your paper. Emily format first, so this is good. All of this is good. Um, this is okay, I guess. Maybe not my favorite title in the whole world, but it's okay. I really like the flow of your introduction. You have pretty much everything that you need in here. The thing that I don't necessarily like is this right here, right after. Oops, I'm going to move it. Right after your main points. I really feel like you need to go right from your main points into your thesis. It's kind of awkward to have it right here. Because really all you're saying is you can be lucky and not get caught. It's going to guarantee your success. It's essentially the same thing. I'm also not a huge fan of you making reference to this tutorial. You weren't the only one that did that in the classes, but I'm not a huge fan of making reference to the paper itself. You got a space issue here that you need to fix. But other than that, it flows well. I really like the flow of it. I wouldn't lie to you that I think you can still add maybe a sentence or two in here to make it stronger. And I'll say the same thing about your conclusion as well for that. All right, first body paragraph, you need a stronger topic sentence. Not just that the first step is this, but the first step is this because why, something like that. You have a good statistic in here. This line made me LOL. I thought it was really funny that you can shop domestically. And you could even, again, play off that line a little bit more. No passports needed here. I really think you could actually play off that line even more. I don't know. Not only do you have to research a spouse, the perfect murder method as well. Again, you made reference to the tutorial. And maybe even some benefits, some pros and cons to these could also be something you would do. Pro to doing this would be this, but a con would be this, something like that. And again, you're bringing up the thesis, which is good. This is a really weak transitional phrase. Whether it's here or here is inconsequential, but it's a really weak phrase. This is your topic sentence, but it's not strong again. So you're just going to have to keep working on that idea. So you must gain their trust, months, maybe even years, avoid signing the prenup or prenuptial agreement so you won't lose all the fortune. So I would try to set these up too, argue with them. Try any of these famous lines and then list them. Would be what I would do to try to get them all out, because don't end on a period here when you keep going with the sentence as well. Be sure to be conniving enough where he or she won't suspect a thing. I would add another maybe sentence or two after that to kind of bring up the idea of conniving. You want to gain his ultimate trust in order to make his downfall that much more agonizing. I don't know, something. You have a transition statement. It's kind of plain. Maybe a little bit more punchy with your transition statement, but at least it's there. All right, so topic sentence again is weak. So I would fix that. Be sure to stage it like an accident that could not possibly link back to you, but a suicide is not an accident, so we can do either or, right? So just be clear on what you can and can't do. And I talked to you earlier about the research, getting some pros and cons, but this is actually where you do it. Is doing the pros and cons down here, which isn't bad, but again, then why maybe bring it up earlier? Maybe just kind of generally say you need to research. Nobody walks into a college class without doing some research, and this is the most important test you'll ever have to take. I don't know, something like that, at least in that beginning introduction or that first body paragraph, that will make it unique and original, and then leave the rest down here, I guess. So you have some really good and disturbing advice for everyone. I like the idea of taking the belongings, and even like what can make it disorganized. You say, be sure to not pull out the drawers and cabinets at the same level, which is good advice. But maybe like push over a TV, that kind of stuff. I like this line. Give the police a vague description that they could chase for decades. I like that line. If you plan to frame somebody else, this is what you got to do. Anyway, so you talk about having a perfect murder, Macbeth. Good job. And make it neat. And that no one could ever pin the blame on you, which is good. And then once you have that perfect lie, you can then claim the enormous insurance that comes. I do like the line, you can claim your way to fame. I think that's good. But I still think you need a stronger topic sentence as well. This is incredible. $201 million. That's crazy. I like all the stuff that you use in here for your details. I would like you to reformat the questions. I think they're awkward, especially as you try to have them as part of a complete sentence. Maybe you can talk about what you would buy with your new money. And I like the idea they could do the same thing to you. You can never trust again, you sly murderer, comma, you, I think is how you would probably format that. Conclusion, repeat your thesis. Repeat all your main points. And again, you make reference to the guide. They clearly did not follow these steps. You can learn from their mistakes and from this perfect guide. I would love to see another, maybe, I like that you brought it back. You're bookending it, which is fine. But I'd love to see some kind of other ending that you can add another line or two to it as well. That's really awkward. So this is supposed to be tabbed over. So tab that over. And then, yes, it's in the right order and everything else. Okay. So Mary Beth, not a bad paper. Maybe my biggest gripe to you is a little bit of sentence structuring to make sure it flows right. But maybe pushing yourself a little bit with some of the details you add to the introduction and conclusion, and even to the body paragraphs. I think you can add a few more details. But it's a really good paper, and a few things would make it excellent. So good luck.